Welcome back, folks, to another week of Word of Mouth, talking mental health, relationships, etc. Y'all know the deal. Like and subscribe to the channel. Link down below to our social media platforms. So, like we discussed last week, we're going to get into the MethodMan thing. I know my voice seems a little deeper. It's all this coughing I'm doing. Apparently, it's allergies. Didn't know allergies even did all that. But, you learn something new every day. So, dealing with that. So, I don't know. I got to get cough drops and allergy pills. Like, it's crazy. I guess this is what old age look like. The immune system start breaking down. I do need to get some fish oil pills and some more elderberry. Don't sleep on the fish oils or the elderberry. The beetroot's pretty good too for your circulation and whatnot. Keeps the veins flowing and whatnot. Because I got bad circulation because of military stuff and pinched nerves. Like, shit crazy out here. But that's besides the point. We're going to go ahead and watch this MethodMan video. And this video, he's talking about Destiny's Child at the time. Kelly Rowland, Beyonce, and Michelle. So I'm going to play the video and then we're going to discuss it.
I just came off stage and where we were sitting at, nothing but VIPs. We had NSYNC up here, Destiny Child right there. Tommy Lee was over here, Pink. And I see the girls. So, I kind of moseyed out of my seat to go over and say what's up to them. Now, this is me still in my low self-esteem era. But I'm thinking like, okay, comfort zone here. I'm going to say what's up to the girls. I love them. I'm just going to say hi. I go over to say hi to them. And when I said hi, they didn't even turn around and acknowledge me. Now, my ass in my head, with my low self-esteem, is like, oh, they just shitted on me. When in fact, they didn't even hear me. It was so loud in that motherfucker. And that's the excuse that I'm giving right now. They didn't even fucking hear me. That's what. Afterwards, Rockwilder, he was going to do the Bootylicious song for him. He comes over. He's talking to him. He's like, oh, y'all know Red and Meth? And they put their hands out to shake. And I kept my hand here and was like, go ahead with that Hollywood shit. To this day, that shit hurt my heart because neither Kelly, Beyonce, or Michelle ever did any fucking thing to me. But me being so miserable and in that fucking moment, I felt like they wasn't treating me the way I should have been treated. Who am I to think that about these girls? They're here to promote themselves and break records and things of that nature. And it was not about me. It was about Janet fucking Jackson. And to this day, man, like, I don't think I've ever apologized for that. I apologize to Beyonce. I apologize to Kelly Rowland and Michelle. Y'all did not deserve that at all.
So there's the video. You saw Method Man apologizing to Michelle, Kelly Rowland, Beyonce about something he did probably like 20 years ago, and he's about 10 years older than them. So even when he met them, they were kids and he was pretty much a grown man. And I respect and commend him for that, because an apology can never come too late. A genuine apology. Because you have no idea how people react or feel about something, or how long people harp on something. Like, it takes 5 positive acts to get over a negative one. So I can genuinely, and he did it on a public platform, and that was something that happened privately. So I can definitely respect and commend him for that. And understanding that apologies has to late. But for what I have to say to you, the fans, the crowd, understand that a lot of times what people do really has nothing to do with you, as crazy as it sounds. It's something to do with something they're dealing with internally. And I'm talking about the initial reaction, not the reaction like if somebody slaps you in your face, like 9 times out of 10, y'all going to blows. But like the initial reaction to stuff, or that initial thing, is like you say something in joke or in happenstance and they get upset or offended and everybody else is laughing or joking. Like, we'll use the Will Smith and Chris Rock scenario. It's a perfect one. Now, 9 times out of 10, Chris didn't write those jokes. It's just when it comes to Grammys and all that other stuff, and we know Chris can be pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? Out there with his jokes. So, for shows like that, 9 times out of 10, he didn't really have that much freedom or whatnot. And even the joke he meant was kind of light. Like, nobody knew Jada had alopecia. Like, Nobody even really knew what it was until, not nobody, but the general population didn't even know what it was until that event. And Will, we all had seen the video, was laughing. He thought it was funny too. Like, he might not really thought it was funny, but he was at least laughing. And he didn't get emotional until Jada got emotional about it. And that's when he got on stage and did what he did. So, but that slap really had nothing to do with Chris Rock. It had more to do with the turmoil he's going through with Jada. And this is the same type of situation, you know? And like they say, level heads prevail in times of that nature. So because he was in his emotional state, he thought these girls were just ignoring him. When there's 1,000 or 10,000 reasons that they could have not heard him. Oh, excuse me. 1,000 reasons why you need to turn around. For one, we're talking about a club or event or something like that. It's dark. Even with the stage lit, it's pretty dark. You have no idea who's behind you, who this dude's talking to you. 9 times out of 10, if you looked in your peripheral or something like that, you probably thought it was like one of these main guys, main stars, like frontman, or what's it called? You know, like one of their groupies, like the crew, one of them. And I say it'd have been right to not turn around and greet them and all that other stuff. But we're talking about late 90s, early 2000s. So most of them that was in their crew was about that life, for a lack of a better term. Two, is like what he said first. They probably didn't even hear him, which is very likely. And, you know, Myth is still a black man. Even though he's of fairer complexion, he's still a black man. So they probably, you know, didn't even notice him behind that. And then it was Janet Jackson. Like, I would have ignored that, but dude, for Janet Jackson, like, I would have heard nobody but Janet Jackson. We're talking about Janet Jackson. This is late 90s, early 2000s escapade kind of Janet Jackson. So 9 times out of 10, not even 9, more than likely, these girls grew up dancing to her music, listening to Control and Miss Jackson and all this other stuff. So they were probably just admiring being around there and just absorbing all that in too. And then, you know, like, even though they were young, they might have been a little tipsy. They just might have not been paying attention. There's so many reasons why they didn't acknowledge him at first. But as soon as, like, something happened after event, they could see him, they can acknowledge him, cool. And this happens a lot in life where, like, you think somebody's doing something intentional, and you can tell the difference. If you really think back and think logistically about stuff, you could really tell the difference when somebody's doing something intentional or something to gain control, or if it's just happenstance or habitual for them to react in that way. So that's all I got to say. Level heads do prevail. Sometimes you need to just get out your emotions, get out your feelings, and assess the situation logistically. And go to therapy. If you know you're like this, you know you're in this low mode, self-esteem, like, 'cause this is meth. This is MethodMan. Like, ladies love him. Dudes want to be like him. He's part of one of the most infamous groups of all time. And has low self-esteem, and had a period of low self-esteem. So if he can go through that, any one of us can too. So that's all I got to say about this. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is Word of Mouth. Peace.
Mm.